Live. Okay, so hey guys, this is Jeejo, and
Hello guys, and this is Ranjith here.
so this is our new YouTube channel Techie, and today we are going to see the framework called NextJs, which is a React framework. So you can see in my screen, it's a React framework for production. So what is the difference between React and Next.js? So it might be a kind of confusion, right? So there must be some difference. Like if it's Next.js and there is React, so there must be a small difference. So what is it? So actually the difference is the Next.js is a server-side framework. So server-side means generally React.
Jeejo, can you please explain me what is a framework?
Yeah, so let me explain. So framework is a so there are two things. One is a framework and another one is a library. So framework means it only allows you to do the things which is comprised only by itself. So it's like there are certain things which are given by the framework. So you can only use those things.
Oh,
You cannot use the things which is outside the framework. So it is like it will be enclosing you inside a jail. So you cannot go outside the jail and you can access the things. You're it's like the framework is like it is putting you inside a jail. So you can only use the things which is available in your jail. You can't even go out and pick some things and come in.
okay.
So that is a framework, and React is a library. So because generally React allows you to use different packages, different things, because it's a library, it's not a framework. But Next.js is a framework for a React library, and how it works is it is generally a React framework in the React library in the server side rendering. So what is mean by server
Oh,
side rendering? So generally, React libraries generally used in the client side. So client side means that is in the front end, which is generally which is used for the servers, the client side rendering. So that is in the front end. Generally, React is used for the front end rendering. But what is the difference? What if we use the server side rendering? So generally, server side rendering has lots of advantages. So the first point is it will be fast in performance way. It will be really fast, and in the time it takes to fetch the data from the server to the browser, so those time will be really pretty fast during the initial time, but later on the client side will be faster than the server side rendering. So these are some things which you need to know before going deep into the Next.js. So and also
oh.
Next.js provide CSS support also.
Jeejo, can you explain me why we are using this NextJS to build a Bitcoin application?
Yeah, so let me explain. So today we are going to build a Bitcoin application. Why I'm using Next.js is so Next.js is a little bit faster rather than using a normal React framework. And if you're using some business logic, in sense of business logic, like if you're going to integrate a payment system or some authentication system in your application, you cannot use it in your front end because it will be really easy for intruders to get in and get access to your data. So anyone can easily get access to your data if you're doing all these things in the front end. So that is why we are
Oh,
using Next.js, where we can use the front end thing, that is a React, in the server side, which is really helpful and easy. And in the security wise also, it will be very hybrid and static.
okay, fine.
Yeah. So let me
Yeah, I
start
can
building
continue.
it. Okay, fine.
Okay.
So let me start building it. So first I'll just create a folder. So guys, if this video is also available in Tamil language, and if you want to see it, it's available. The link is available in the description. You can also watch the video in Tamil if you want. So let me just create a new folder here.
So you are using Visual Studio Code, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
to use Next.js, you should use only Visual Code, or you can use any text
no,
editors.
it's not like that. We can use any kind of editor, text editor.
Okay.
So Visual Studio Code is my favorite, and it has some features rather than using something like Atom or Vim. There are a lot of text editors, but I prefer Visual Studio Code.
Okay, fine.
So yeah, so I just created a folder called Stream. So let me open a terminal for it. So I'll just right click and click this open and integrate a terminal. So here I just opened a terminal for that particular folder. So first what we are going to do is I'll just first initialize the npm. So if you want to need what is npm, so that video is available in Tamil language in one of our channel. but in English it's not available. We'll definitely do a video in that part. Yes, Ranjit?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
We will definitely do.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it. So let me explain what is NPM in a short term. So NPM is called Node Package Manager, which allows us to install packages from the NPM. So that is called Node Package Managers. So first we need to initialize the NPM, then only we can use the packages available in the NPM. So to initialize it, first we need to type the command npm init.
To import some packages, you are using npm, right?
Yeah, because only with the only after we initialize the npm we can install the npm packages. Only when we installed, then we can use the packages.
Okay.
Yeah, so first I'll just initialize npm and it will ask some certain informations from us, like a package name, the package description, certain things. So let me give, so
So these are some data we should give.
yeah, so it's like a general information, like as general
Like
information
signing
to
up
know
with
about our
Google,
application.
like that.
Yeah. So let me give it as Bitcoin. Okay, it's asking the version, so let it be 1.1. Description Bitcoin application, and entry point is it's gonna be, yeah, let it be index.js. Just command git repository keyword. So the author name you can just give your name. Okay, license and yeah, yes. Okay, so now here you can see once I give it, there is a file called as package.json, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so generally what is the package.json file? So whenever we initialize the npm file like this, the package.json file will be created. And what is the use of this file is, when you opened it, here you can see there are certain informations, right? Like the name of the application, the version of the application, the description, blah blah blah. There are a lot of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what here is going to happen is, whenever I install a package, so I just need to know, right? Because if I'm installing like around hundreds of packages, I might get confused whether I just install this package or not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this package.json file will keep a track of all the packages whatever I'm installing in this application. So in this project directory, it will keep a track. So for running the Next.js, so creating a Next.js application, we need three packages, the three important packages. So for installing, you just need to type npm install, and you have to type the package's name. The first is next, because obviously we need the next package to run the next application, and then
Okay.
React, and last is React DOM. So these two packages are React packages, and the first one is Next.js package. Okay.
Can you repeat me that packages?
Yeah, so one is next,
React.
and the second one is React, and the last one is React DOM.
Okay. So totally three packages we
Yeah,
are
three
going to
packages
import,
we are
right?
going to install for running on Next.js application.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So yeah, so let it install. Generally, it will take some time. So let me wait until it. Okay, so once it has been installed, we can start working on it. So why we need the React and React DOM packages? Because the React and React DOM package will let us run our React code, and the Next.js will make the React code run in the server side.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is why we need those three packages. So once it is installed, we can start working on it. And in the meantime, guys, we'll be loading a lot of videos. Like every week, we'll be having a video live stream in this channel and also in our old channel. And there it will be in Tamil, and here it will be in English. And it's like if in the same week, if your a development video is being live, then there will be a design regarding video. So it may be any kind of design, maybe a prototyping or UX. So it may be different kinds. So either if it's a design in this channel, then it will be a development in there, or it's a development there, then here it will be a design. So it will be a controversial one, right, Ranjit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So every week we will be
Yeah,
having
correct.
live streams in both the channels, so keep watching.
Yeah, Mr. Jeejo would teach you how to develop something, and myself, Ranjit, I will teach you how to design and how to develop a prototype, and how you can get a job and how you can attract people, like that, something.
Yeah, definitely. So guys, It's really taking some time. So why it's taking time is, so some may ask like why it's showing this npm warn deprecated these things. So actually there are these packages that have been like bundled before a long time, and when that time they are using this, they'll be using some additional packages in this react package itself. So what happened is those packages might be upgraded and those things will get upgraded, but they didn't update those packages in the react package which they have been created previously. So deprecated means it's like an outdated version. That's it. So you don't need to worry about that. So most of them would worry like why it's showing the deprecated. So deprecated is nothing but it's just an outdated version. So you might think whether I'm going to get some error. No, you are not going to get any kind of error. So what it do is it will just use the old version rather than using the newer version. That's it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine. Super. Now we got the packages installed. So now we need to create a folder called as pages.
What?
Pages. So why I'm creating a folder named as pages is generally the Next.js. So it is called as a Next.js architecture. So whenever we run a Next.js application, it looks for a pages folder, and in that folder, it will search for a index.js file. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So first we need to create the index.js file also. So here I'll just create a index.js file. So yeah, here it's been. So here, what I'm going to do is I'll just do some things. So RAFC. So this RAFC is a snippet, is a React snippet, and how it's being generated is. So if I just go to the extensions, so here you can find something called ES7 React Redux GraphQL React Native Snippet. So you just need to install this extension to use this thing, the RAFC kind of extension. So it will be really handy and easy to just generate the boilerplate code.
Okay.
Yeah. So here on this, I just generated a thing. So actually here in React, I hope if you know React, you might know these things. So generally in React, we say everything as components, and every component must be in the capital letter. So I'll just change the small letter I to capital. So you don't need to worry like why I'm changing this. So it's just a standard way of naming the React component. So it must be in a capitalized version. So that's why I just capitalized it. So here
So
I'll
I
just
can name that in small letter too.
Yeah, you can also name in small letter too. But if you're going to use some components, like if you're going to create a small component with the h1 tag and paragraph tag, and you're going to reuse it, then it might be only in the capital letter.
Oh, okay.
So it's
So
like
big.
custom
So
components must be in capital letter, because
oh,
components is nothing but it's also like HTML tag. Even I can use this like index slash in some pages. So this has to be in capital letter, whereas because every HTML tag is in small letter, right? Yeah, so that's why they need to be in capital letter, because those are custom components. So this is the components which we are creating. So whatever components we create has to be in capital letter.
okay.
Yeah. So here I'll just give like welcome. So welcome to Bitcoin price. Okay. So now we just do some things, and we just initialize the things. We just install the packages. Now we just need to see whether this application is whether running or not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that, we can just go to the package.json file, and here in this scripts, we just need to set some things. So let me set it first. So here I'll just initialize the thing dev. So here I'll just give next, and then I'll just put build, and the next is next build. So this is generally used to build the Next.js application. The last
Okay.
is start, which is next start. Okay. So with these things, we can just start our application. So how to start is we can just give npm run dev. So npm run dev is nothing but it will just run the command next. So you can also directly type the command next. Rather, if you just don't want to create those scripts, okay.
Okay.
Yep. So here it has been started in the localhost 3000 server. So if I just go here, you can see it just loads the thing. Once it is being ready, we can just start working on it. Yeah, boom. So you can see I just got the H1 tag which I typed there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I'm talking about. So I just got the thing. So now we'll just start designing the things. So that we can just know what we are going to do. So first what I'm going to do is I'll just create a components folder, okay? So why this components folder is I'm just going to create a nav bar and I just going to use it in different pages. So I'll just create it as a single component and I can just reuse the same component in different pages, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so that is what component is. So those components are reusable. Instead of just typing 50 to 60 lines of tags, you can just create it as a custom component and you can just reuse the component because the component is like in a single line. So instead of doing that 50, 60 lines of tags, you can just put it inside a component. You can use a single component everywhere you need the same snippet of code.
Okay.
Yeah. So here I'll just create a component named as navbar.js. So here, so before this, we just need to do some things, which is like we are going to use a Bootstrap framework. Okay,
Okay.
we are going to use a custom Bootstrap framework, which is called Bootwatch. Okay, so Bootwatch is nothing but it's the same Bootstrap framework, but with some custom themes. So here, let me go here, and here what I'm going to use is I'm just so you can see there are a lot of things: Cyber, Cosmo, Cerulean, Dockly, Flatly, and we are going to use this one, the Cerulean version. So actually, what's the difference between Bootstrap and Bootwatch? It's you don't need to think much. So it is the same Bootstrap, but with some custom theme. So in your mobile phone itself, we can see different themes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a custom theme. So you can just click this download button. So it will generally download it. So you can see Bootstrap, mint.css, Bootstrap. Though there is also SCSS. There is also SAS file which you can use. But here I'm just directly going to use a CDN. Okay.
Okay. What CDN?
Yeah, CDN is called a content delivery network. Like instead of using downloading the file and using it, actually the file is being hosted in some place. I can use the link of that file which is being hosted in some place, and I can just use the file.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, before that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create another page which is called as about.js. Okay.
About.js.
Yeah. So about.js is nothing but I'm just creating another page which is called about because generally whatever page it may be, if you need another page in next, what you need to do is you just need to create a file with the same name, and you can just create a file. Once you create the file, you can just put a slash and the file name, and you can just use it. So you can just see if I just put RAFC and here I'll just put some content like H1 about. So in React, you would generally use this with something called as React router. So next, you don't need those things. You can just simply we use it with those pages thing and to use it, so you might be having some doubts. So in generally in HTML we'll be using the anchor tag for linking the hyperlinking the pages. In React we'll be using the React router link tag to link the pages. So what might be you'll be using in Next.js. So just wait, have some doubts, I'll just clear it and let me move according to which application to view Bitcoin prices. Okay, done. So now you can see I just created about.js page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here what I can do is I can just put a slash and just call it up slash about, and you can see I just got the contents of that page, right?
Yeah.
Boom, we just finished our first thing. So now we have just done the routing part. Like how we would do in the HTML, we will be just putting an anchor tag, we'll be linking the pages. So here also we just done the same thing. So in React Router, we'll be using a link tag and we'll create custom components. But Next.js, inside the pages folder, you need to create whatever pages you need. You can just create it as a Java JS file and you can just put the contents you want there. And you can just put a slash and you can just call the thing which you want. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I just need a nav bar so that it will be really easy for me. Because to navigate through the pages, I just need either a button or some link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I just can't go here and put slash about or come back like this. So I'll just create a
Yeah.
nav bar here. So here you can see the cerulean, there is a neat nav bar. So we are going to use this one. So you can see this one, right? Yeah, so this is an nav bar which we are going to use right now. So here is a snippet of code which we can use. So if you want, you can just copy those things, but I'm just going to code those things because generally it's really nice practice to code from the scratch because you don't need to get stuck somewhere like whether you need these things or you just need to delete the things. So because when you copy the things and paste there and use, so you don't know whether you need to delete this or that or that. So you really
Okay.
get
Okay.
confused. So instead of that, we can just code it, right? Yeah, so it's really simple. So let me just show you how to do that. So for that first, this nav bar, I'll just create a thing of, yeah. So here I'll just put our AFC and nav bar is created. Yeah. So here I'll just put a nav tag and give it a class name of nav bar and nav bar expand nav bar dark PG dark and DMP. So don't guys don't get confused what these class names are, and if you're beginner to React or Next, so you will be really thinking like where are these class names? So I didn't even mention any styles for these class names, then how I can use this. So these things are going to be used from the Bootswatch CDN because generally if you have been using Bootstrap, you might know these class names, the navbar, the navbar expand. So these class names are generally Bootswatch class names which has been used there. So I'm just using those class names, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So let me explain what these class names are going to do. First, this navbar will generally give a common alignment for the navbar alignment for this particular tag. Then this navbar expand is nothing but it's a responsive class name which will take care of the responsiveness. And this second thing, the third thing, which is a navbar dark. This generally, so here you can see there are three types of navbar, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so to get this style, so this color, so I just need to give this navbar dark, and this BG dark will generally give the background a dark color theme, and the last one is I'm just giving a margin bottom of 4. So it's like something called a spacing. So in Bootstrap, generally the numbers are from 1 to 4. So I'm just giving it, okay. So next I'll just give a div to the class named as container. So this is also a Bootstrap class name. Okay, container. And after this, I'll just give a anchor tag. So you might be wondering, so whether I'm going to link through this. No, I'm just not going to do that. So it is default style given by the Bootswatch. So I'm just using it. Okay. So that stuff I'll just give a hashtag so that it will not hyperlink to any pages.
Okay.
So coin. Okay, fine. So let me. So after this, so this Bitcoin price is generally the title which you're seeing here. So you can see just a minute. So here you can see the title navbar, right? Yeah. So actually, this has been given inside a anchor tag with a class named as navbar brand. So that's why I'm also giving inside it. Okay. Yeah. So then the div, I'm just going to give a class name of collapse navbar and collapse. Okay. So yeah. After this, I'll just give a UL tag. So this UL tag, I'm just going to give a class named as navbar nav and YAML auto. So YAML auto is nothing but it's like a margin left auto, and navbar nav is the alignment which has been given to these things. So if you want, you can just see here how I just got to know these things. So here is the thing. Collapse, navbar collapse, and in the UL tag they have given the class named as navbar nav, and here they have given us MR auto. So MR auto means it's like a margin right auto. ML means ML margin left auto. So those are the class names which has been used there. So here inside the UL tag, I'm just going to give a link tag. So that is a LI, and I'm just going to give a class name. So LI is nothing but it's a list item tag. So here I'll just give a class name as nav item, and yeah. So here comes the main part. So now what I'm going to do is I'll just give an anchor tag, give a class name, and nav link. So here I'll just give a home, and let me copy this, and here I'll just put it as about. Yeah. So now everyone will get some doubt. Okay, fine. So I just gave the anchor tags with the home and about, but I just need to link the pages, right? So if I just click the home button, it needs to go to the home page, and if I click the about button, it needs to go to the about page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how we can do that? In generally in React, you might remember we would be using something called React Router, and in React Router there is a tag, there is a component called as link component. The same link component is present in Next also, but how to import it? Yeah, it's a big question, right? It's a great question mark. So how to use it is we can just import it from the Next itself. So if we need to use something from Next, then only Next needs to give for us, right? Yeah, so I'm just importing the link component from the Next slash, and here is the link. So yeah, that's it. So here what I can do is I'll just enclose this thing inside a link tag by giving a href, a slash, because home page is generally in the home route, that is a slash, and here I'll just give it in the about. Okay. So now whenever this navbar gets appeared there, I can just click the about, and it will just add the route, that is a slash about, and it will take me to the about page. And when I click the home button, it will take me to the home page, that is a slash home route. Okay.
Okay.
Okay guys, so now we are in the halfway. We have finished almost the not 50 but 40% of the work. So the next thing. So now I just need to use this, the navbar in my home page and also an about page, right? So for that, what I'm going to do is, actually I'm going to create another component called as layout. So layout.js. So actually what this is going to do is, here you can see, right now I just have the title as localhost.3000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't need that because generally web page means every web page has its own title, right? Yeah, so I'm just going to change the title. So how to do that? So for that only I just created this layout component. So here also I just click the RAFCE, and here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to import a tag component from the thing. So from which is called the next. So the component name is head from next slash head. So you might be wondering what is it. So generally, Ranjit, I think you know, if we need to put a title tag or the link tag, we just need to give it inside a head tag, right, in HTML.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So likewise the same in next also, we just need to put the head component, and inside this we can just put the title of our web page. So it's Bitcoin, and you can also give a link tag, because what I'm going to give in this link tag is because till now we didn't use the CDN, right? So I'm just
Yeah.
going to use the CDN here. The rel style sheet and the href is equal to https://watch. So guys, you might wondering like how I would know this, because it's not been present on the website. Actually, it's like it's been present on the website like before 3 or 4 months, but right now it's not being there. But I just noted the link, so that's why I'm just still using it. Slash
And give
bootstrap.
that link in description so that they could also use.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just give it in the description.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So the head tag is done. So here after this, what I'm going to do is I'll just add a nav bar. The nav bar is nothing but I created a component called as nav bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just using it. And the last thing what I'm going to do is I'll just give a div here with a class named as container. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put props.children here. So inside this, I'm just going to give something. What is? So here I'll just get access to the props. So guys, if you don't know what is meant by props, it's better you can watch some of my videos regarding the React. You would really get some clear ideas about what is props. So I'll just also give a small overview. So props is nothing but whatever thing you send inside a tag, inside a component, those things are called props. So here inside the head component, we are sending two tags, right? A title tag and a link tag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are actually the props of the head tag. So this head component. So
Oh,
actually,
so the components used in some tags is called props, right?
no, no, the things which are used inside a component. So here I'm using a head component, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So these
I
things,
said
the
just
title
head
tag
tag.
and the link tag. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So how to access these things? So access these things which are given inside a component, we can use props.children. So children means it's like these tag components are like parent, and whatever things inside those parent are can be accessed through the word props.children.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, so in the index page, so I'm just going to enclose all these things inside a layout component which I created there, because there I just put props.children, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever things I give inside this layout component can be accessed through the props.children. So what happens is this div tag with the h1 tag will be taken consideration with the props.children and it will be replaced in this place.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
now you can see once I just got refresh. So you can see I just got the entire look, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the navbar which we created, and here is the thing. So how it got replaced? Because here what I do is I just put the entire thing inside the layout component, and the layout component we have a head tag where we got the title and the link tag, the CDN of the bootstrap. So here you can see we also got the title as Bitcoin, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So here after this I just got the nav bar. So that's why by the beginning I got the nav bar. And after that, whatever things inside the layout I give, that will be replaced in this div class name container. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. So we are halfway right now, and we'll just finish the rest of the thing. So here also in the about also, I'll just put it inside the layout tag. Okay. So you can
Okay.
just see what if I didn't give it inside a layout tag. So right now you can see I just got my home page, and if you click the about, you can see I don't have any styles or the nav or anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't put it inside the layout component. So here also I'll just put the layout component. And guys, don't forget one thing, you just need to import this component like this. So import layout from components, the components folder and the layout file name. Okay. Okay. So I just enclose all the things inside the layout component, and yeah, now you can see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you can see I can just go from the home page to about page and about page to home page. I can just navigate through the two pages. Okay, fine. So what is the ultimate goal here? So this is just a website, right? This is not even an application. But our aim is to develop a Bitcoin application where we can just see the Bitcoin's prices. So how we are going to use that? So let me explain you. So for that, what we are going to do is we are going to use something called as API. Okay.
Okay.
So API is nothing but it's a thing where it's just a server where we can just fetch some data from the server. To fetch the data from the server, we need a interline layer. So that's called an API, application program interface. Okay, guys. So what API we are going to use? So that's a great question. So let me show you. So here I'm just going to use CoinDesk API. So this is the API which I'm going to use. I'll leave this in the description, guys. Don't worry. So here you can see, once I call this API, you can see, right, I just got some values. So here you can see what the things I get. I just got a time, the timestamp, and here is a disclaimer. This data was produced by the CoinDesk Bitcoin Price Index. And here you can see, this is the main thing which we want. This is the key BPI. In this key BPI, we have another object where we have different keys: USD, GBP, Euro. So you have the dollar, pound, euro. So you can see here, we just got the rate. So what is the Bitcoin rate for $1 today? So we just got the rate. What is the current Bitcoin rate for £1? So here is it. What is the current Bitcoin rate for €1? So that is what we are going to do, right, Ranjit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are going to display those data in our web page here. So it became as a web application rather than being a small, simple website. So let me start doing it. So it's really simple and
Jeejo,
easy, guys. Yeah.
do you know how to buy a Bitcoin?
It's a good and great question. No, guys, I don't know because I never ever worked on Bitcoins. I never bought a Bitcoin because I'm just a little bit maybe timid or afraid about it for spending my money in a Bitcoin.
Oh,
Rather than
okay.
I just think like I can just keep my money in my bank account rather than spending in Bitcoin and keeping it. I don't have such interest in
So,
Bitcoins.
okay, okay. So, can you explain what is a Bitcoin and how can we use after finishing this project?
Yeah, definitely. So definitely after finishing
Okay,
this
okay.
project,
So,
I'll explain what is a Bitcoin
oh,
and how we can use it. Okay.
okay. It's
Okay.
like just gold, right?
Yeah, it's almost
Some
like a
gold things.
gold, but it's like a digital. It's like a digital thing.
Okay. Digital gold.
Yeah, almost like.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, now we'll just move to the next part, which is we have to call this API through our application, and what we need to do is we just need to display those data on our website. So how we are going to do that?
No.
Yeah. So now let me move to our website, and here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create another thing that is. So first, let me do one thing. I'll just call the API because only if we call the API and we get the data, we can just display it on our web page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first, let me do that. And how I'm going to do is, so generally in React, there is something called as lifecycle methods. So if you don't know about this, so it's really a very big topic. I can't take much time to explain in this video because this video will get so much longer. So I'll just give a small um, hint like what is a life cycle method. So generally, everybody would know the life cycle of a butterfly. So it will be a
Yeah.
pupa, then it will just grow. There are 4 stages. It will just turn into a butterfly. So like the thing in React also, there is a life cycle method where so it will initially like just start this thing, then render this, then do this, then it starts from the first. So it's like a cyclic thing. So there is a function which is called as get initial props. Okay.
Yeah.
So how I'm going to use this, I'm just going to give the component name. So here the component name is index. So I'm just using that and dot get initial props. Guys, be careful with the names or else you'll really get into some errors and you can't even find what are those errors are. So you might see these videos and finish the project, but you might get some errors due to the spelling mistake. So be careful, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so async. So what is mean by async and await? So this is a long time question and long time awaited thing, which even I have a lots of confusion regarding the async and await and why we need to use rather than using the promise. So I just got some doubts. So actually async and await makes the process a little bit faster. So it is like you don't need to wait for the things. So if you're making an API call, so it might even take 2 seconds or even 10 seconds or even within a 1 millisecond. So we don't even know that. So whenever we are doing some outside, that is a API call, and we don't need the time. So that is we if we not need the time. So what we need is we just need to understand like how we can make it, because just think if you are using a variable value. So let me give an example. There is two variables A and B, and in the C you are just adding those two variables A and B. So only if there are two values in A and B, then only the C will get executed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just think what happens if there is no value in any one of the variables. Just consider in A there is no value. So if there is no value, that means even the variable is not existing if the value is not there for the variable. So what happens is generally it will throw you some errors. So to not do those things, so what we can do is we can use async and await. So it is like it won't wait for the process to complete. It will finish the rest of the things, and once we get the data, it will just change the things according to the data. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So here I'm just putting const variable, and here I'll put await, and there is a function called as fetch in JavaScript, through which we can just make some API calls. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll just copy the link and put it here. So after this, what I do is I'll just put const data is equal to await res.json. So you can see for the variable res also I'm putting await, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is a variable. Only after this finish, then only I'll have some data in this variable. So that's why I'm just using await here, so that then my code won't get break easily. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So here I'll just put a return statement, and here I'll just return a thing BPI and data.bpi. So why I'm putting data.bpi is in the API you can see we have a key named as BPI, right?
Mhm.
So can you see it, Ranjit?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So generally this is a JSON format. So JSON is nothing but it's a JavaScript object notation format. And here I'm just accessing the key, that is the BPI key, and inside it there is another object which is having some keys like USD and GBP and Euro. So these are some objects present with some keys inside the key named as BPI. So what I'm doing is I'm just accessing that entire BPI key values. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. So here I'm just returning it to the named as BPI. So what I can do is here in this index, I can just access those things. So here if I just put log, so I'll just put a console log. So here we can access it to the variable named as props. So here I'll just put props.bpi. Once I save, go to my browser and inspect it, the console. So once I just refresh, let me see. So you can see here I just got the things, right? USD, GBP, Euro.
hmm.
Yeah. So this is, so here you can see in the key named as Euro, I have another object with the key with the Bitcoin value, and here in the GBP also I have the Bitcoin value, and for USD also I just have the Bitcoin value. Now the thing is pretty simple. I just need to fetch this data, and whenever I can have some maybe a drop down list box here, and when I select a country, I can just show the particular country's Bitcoin value, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we are going to do. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'll just create another component named as prices. Okay. So here what I'm going to do is here the thing is pretty maybe length. So we'll just do it easily. So what I'm going to do is here I'll just get access to some props. So what are the props I'm going to get here is in the index page after this h1 tag. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the prices. That is the prices component which I created there, and here I'm just going to send some props with the name as BPI, and here I'm going to put props.bpi. So there in my prices component I can access this prop with the name as props.ppi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. So here if you want you can give whatever name, but just be sure whatever name you give here in this component, so that is the name which you need to use here. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create two variables. So generally, if you know React, you might know. So in React, we would call everything as state variables. So here I'm just creating a state variable. So what is the state variable also? Let me explain, because this video is for complete beginners guys. So I'll just explain each and every part. So what is a state variable? So it is like generally if it's a variable, what we do is if you just put like a is equal to 0, and if I just need to change a is equal to 1, what I do is I'll just put a is equal to 1. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in state variables we can't do it. So suppose for example right now the state variable value is USD. So suppose if I just need to change it to GBP, I just need to use the function name which is given here, like set state. Inside this, I just need to pass a GBP. Then only it will get update the state. So it is like called a stateful variable updation. So it will not render your page or refresh your page. It will just make it smoothly as much as possible for you.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So you might also get another doubt. So whether we should give only the variable named as state. No, we can give whatever name you want. So the first thing, whatever you give before the comma, it's a variable name, and the second thing is a function name. So be careful whatever names you give. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So next is I'll just give another variable named as list. So why this list? So in this list variable only, I am just going to keep something. Okay, that is the entire variable. That is a value to display in my web page. Okay.
Okay.
So here I'm just going to use something called use effect. So use effect is one of the lifecycle methods. So generally, how a web page runs is whenever you load a web page, it starts running the code from the index.html file. Then the next. It will just go on deep like this. But how the lifecycle methods in React works is, so whatever page you are loading, so first if there is a use effect function, so first it will load the use effect function, then only it will render the entire page. So it's like a preloading function for your web page. Okay, you got it, Ranjit?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some conditions, like if state variable is equal to USD, then what I'm going to do is I'll just put the set list. And here it's pretty simple. I'll just put a li tag here. So for this li tag, I'm just going to give a class named as list group item. So these are Bootstrap class names, so you don't need to worry, guys. So these are taken care of the Bootstrap. So here, what I'm going to do is I'll just give Bitcoin rate for the yeah. So here we are getting the props, right? So here, what I needed to put is props.bpi, the name which I given in my index.js file. There we are just getting access to the bpi.usd because the key name is USD. Because if I just select the USD, I need to display the USD value, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here first I'll just print the description which I get through the API. And after that, so guys don't think what is that. So this is just to leave a small space between the things which I'm going to give right now. So here I'll just add another span tag. Here I'll just give props.bpi.usd.code. So code is nothing but the thing, whether it's USD or GBP. So those things are called as code. So that is what I'm giving here. Here I'll just give a class named as badge and badge primary. So it is generally used to give a small badge. So in Bootstrap there is a badge, so it will generally allow us to use that by giving these class names. The last is a strong tag. So here I'll just give a props.bpi. So here only I'm just going to print the BPI, that is the Bitcoin value. Okay, that's it. So I just got, so this is the thing which I just need to show whenever I select a particular thing. But how I'm going to do is, so here inside this div, I'm going to put a UL tag. with the class named as list group. And here I'm just going inside this UL tag, I'm just putting the variable named as list, because in this variable we are putting a li tag, right? Yeah, generally the li tag goes inside the UL tag, so that is why I'm just putting the list variable here, because here I'm just setting the list variable to this li tag, so it will automatically get rendered here. And right now we just do it for USD alone. We just need to do it for all the three things, that is the GBP and also for the euro. So let me copy this if statement to save some time. I'll just copy this, and here I'll just change the things alone. So else if, and here also it is else if. So it is not USD, it's GBP, right? So here I'll just change this to GBP. Guys, you might wonder how I just get multiple cursors like this. So in Visual Studio Code, you can just press your cursor in a place. You can press the Alt key in your keyboard, and then you can just click the places wherever you want, and you can just get the cursors. Okay. So here I'll just give euro. So guys, be careful. These names should be with the same name whatever you give here. So you can see here in this terminal itself, I got this thing. The code is the euro is a key name, the USD is a key name, and GBP is a key name. So here the state is equal to the name must be the same thing which you are going to use. Yeah, right. So now I just get these things. But what if I just need to change the state value, right? Because every time I don't need the USD, because sometimes I need the GBP, sometimes I need the euros Bitcoin value. So how I can change this? So after this UL tag, I'll just add a break tag. And after this, I'm going to put a select tag with a class named as form control. So this will add some bootsword style for this. So inside this, I'll just give some option values. Values equal to USD. Okay, I just copy this and GBP euro. Okay. So guys, I just got another select tag here. Yeah. So you can see, right? I just got the Bitcoin rate for US dollar and the price is here. And here I just got the things. But just see, if I just click something, euro or something like this, it's not working. And here you can see, it's showing some warning. Maximum update depth exceeded, this can happen. And here you can see, it's just getting running. It's just going on and running. Why is it happening? So this is the thing which you need to remember, guys, in the lifecycle method. So whenever you use a use effect, after this, you have to add an array of dependencies. So what does mean by array of dependencies is, so this one. So if you don't mention anything here, this function will get run only one time when the at the initial stage when the page is getting loaded. But if you don't put anything there, this use effect will get on will be running again and again and again. It will be like infinitely running. So you need to put either a variable there, or else you can just leave it empty. So if you just leave it empty, it will run only one time. But here I'm just going to put the state variable. Why is? Because whenever the value in the state variable change, I just need to run the function again, right? Because if it's GBP, I just need to put the GBP value in the li tag. So that is why, so whenever the value in the state variable changes, this use effect will keeps on running. So that is what this array of dependencies means. So at the initial time, it will run once. And also whenever this value in the state variable changes, it will run again. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we'll get another doubt. Okay, here are the values, but how I can change the state value? So for that, the select tag that we can add an event listener called as on change. And what is mean by on change event listener? So it is like a listener is generally a function which waits for an event. So if something a little bit changes in the select tag, it will trigger the function what I'm going to give inside the on change. So what I'm going to do is here I'll just put a, so here it is nothing but here there is an event. So I'll just get access to event there. This is the arrow function. So here I'll just put set state event dot target dot value. So why I'm putting this is, so here are the values. So whenever I just select a value from the select tag, I just need to know what is the value being selected, right? Yeah, then only I can just change, update the value in the state according to it. So to get the value, In the on-change event listener, generally every event listeners, so I already told you, event listeners are function. So in every event listener, in the function, we will be getting something called as event. Through that, we can just access those values. So our means you can just put event dot target dot value. And here you can see I'm just updating the state variable by using the function name, which I given here. And now if I just save this, um, yeah. So let me just refresh this page once. Yeah, so now you can say don't get any errors here. And if I just click the about page, I'm just going to the about page and home. Here I'm the home page, and you can see if I just click the GBP, the value has been changed, right, Ranjit?
Yeah, yeah.
And you can also see if I click the euro, it has been changed, right?
No, no Bitcoin for Indian rupee.
No, actually, Bitcoin is nothing but it's a Bitcoin value changes for each country's currency.
Okay.
So actually, in this API, they are giving us only those three countries' value.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So
So
actually,
if we need anything, yeah,
okay, fine, fine, fine. So yeah, so these are things which I need to tell you. So at last, I told you like I'll explain what is a Bitcoin, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So actually, Bitcoin is nothing but it's like a cryptocurrency. So you might get another doubt. What is mean by cryptocurrency? So generally, how we transfer amount is, if I need to send some amount to you, I'll just get your account number and IFSC code, something like that. I'll just send the amount to your account, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But through the Bitcoin, what you can do is I can have my Bitcoin wallet. So Bitcoin wallet is nothing but it's like a place where you can store your Bitcoins. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So there, what you can do is, so you can just it's equal to money. So instead of having some amount, so it's like one Bitcoin in Indian currency, it is almost equal to 9,79,000 rupees.
oh,
So one Bitcoin value is equal to 9,79,000 rupees. So what you can do is, instead of having this much money in your hand, you can just give and you can buy a Bitcoin.
oh.
So there are a
Okay.
lot of
Is
Bitcoin dealers. So you
is
can just
Bitcoin legal or illegal?
yeah, actually Bitcoin is legal. So if you want, so if you're going to book a hotel, there you can even use a Bitcoin. So like that.
Oh,
So Bitcoin is really it's like a cryptocurrency. Instead of having the amount, instead of just having a lot of amount in your house or in your bank account, you can just have it as a cryptocurrency where no person knows because Bitcoin changes from country to country. So let me say example. If you're from US and you're just having some lot of money and you just need to transfer it to India, so you can just have some. You can just change it to bitcoins and you can just transfer the bitcoins to India, so that the person who is having the bitcoins right now. So it's like a money transaction, but it's the money is converting here to a bitcoin.
okay.
So here, what you're seeing is right now it's one Bitcoin price today in euro is 11 euro 22 something. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So at last, guys, we finished the NextJs application, and guys, we have a lot of videos in the upcoming session. Just you need to do only three things.
Yeah, you have to like the video, comment on our video, anything like you can comment a good thing or a bad thing,
You can
anything
just
you
comment
can comment.
whatever things you get. Just get about the video. You can just comment in the thing, and don't forget to share the video and subscribe it.
Okay.
Guys, subscribe to Techie so that you can also be a techie of the future, guys.
Yeah, our ultimate motto is to make education and entertainment.
Yeah, because guys, everyone can be a techie in some part. So I can't be a techie in something which I don't know. I can be a techie only in the place which I know and I enjoy and I prefer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is what our motto is. So guys, just subscribe to the channel. You're going to get lot of content, lot of value through this, guys. So be ready and we'll just get to you in the next live session. So bye Ranjit and bye guys.
Right.